I've never had a conversation with so formal with my daughter. Although we always talk about politics, we talk about literature, we talk about culture, because we know our culture is so diverse. So this is the first time the dean has asked me to talk about the latest issues that, tell us what.
But pretty much, I've just had some concerns about the Haitian issue in reference to the Trump administration.
Okay.
And it's very concerning, and I've been concerned about this ever since the 2016 election. And some of the things, some of his remarks, I mean, he started off out the debate with a reference to Mexicans, how they're doing crime and all of that, which we all know that's not true.
We all know that.
So, and then when he made the recent comment about Haiti as being a whole, I'm not going to say the whole word.
I understand.
Because it hurts. You know, it's not that word. It's more, it's a beautiful place.
I understand it. The thing is Donald Trump comments, although however appalling they may be, we as Haitians didn't have to be the ones, and we're not the one answering to Trump racist remarks against not just Haiti, but also African nations. I believe the best response to Trump is a response that has to be strategic. What I mean by that, we as citizens of this country, we need to organize. Remember now, every 4 years we have election for president, and every 2 years we have what we call the midterm elections.
Yes.
I know you can vote. You can also make a difference. I know how upsetting that can be and how it could be depressing as Asian American. But also you have a right to vote.
Exactly.
So Trump comments shouldn't be, it is helpful. It is pretty sad. This is a tough day as Haitian to be living in the United States, point blank. I can tell you this. But there's always, every problem has a solution. Okay.
Okay. Now, first things first, majority of Americans truly don't know anything about Haitian history. Do you think that this may be the reason why there's such a negative connotation towards Haiti and Haitian and its people?
Well, I mean, true. It is really. There's some gross misconception regarding Haiti. If you ask any average American, what do you know about Haiti? Immediately what comes to mind is Haitian refugees. Because basically that's what you see most of the time. If it's not the refugees, it is Haiti and, and political turmoil. So there's hardly anything positive when it comes to Haiti and its people. But to answer your question more directly, Haiti has a beautiful history. But let's look at it. Haiti is the first black country, independent country in the Americas. It is the second independent country in the Western Hemisphere and second only to the United States. And Haitian independence was never conceived through negotiation with the colonial powers. It was a group of slaves who had nothing to lose anyway, because anything worse than slavery is simply just death. So they chose to either die or live free. So they rose up against, it's just like a reference now, Haiti were to be at war with the United States. At the time it was the French. And the France had the world's most powerful army at the time. So their bravery, their heroism, their determination to live free from foreign dominations kept them going until independence in 1804. So no other country has ever done that. So Haiti has a record that still needs to be beaten, and no one will ever beat it because slavery is no more. And not only that, soon after independence, and I'm going to tell you, this is the main problem with Haiti. There are two questions we need to put into perspective. First of all, soon in 1804, the group of people who became the de facto upper class were the people who never supported the independence movement.
Let's speak on.
So you have a class of rich folks actually who became Haitian in name only, but sentimentally, patriotically, they were not Haitians. And that really contributed to Haiti's constant problem throughout the 19th century. The second thing we need to consider was when Haiti became independent, it was like an oasis in the middle of a sea of despair, a sea of crimes.
Yeah.
Haiti was the oasis. So the colonial powers, they gained against Haiti. They wanted to make sure that the Haitian story would never be repeated again.
Exactly.
Not only it would never be repeated again, the story would never be a successful story. I'm sure you read Uncle Tom Cabin.
Yes.
Even the literature in the 19th century, American literature in a sense, in part was against Haiti. And in reference to Haiti and the Uncle Tom Cabin, which is considered for many years as an American classic, the authors say clearly that Haiti would never be anything. 150 years later, the Haitians can, it's just like a curse that was put on the country. The problems, it's problem after problem, which has exacerbated in 1915 when the United States wanted to flex its muscle, impose its power against the Europeans in the Americas. Haiti fell victim to this, and as a result, the country was militarily occupied, and they didn't leave until 1934. You see? And even when after the Americans left Haiti, every single person who becomes president of Haiti has to be sanctioned or decreed by Washington.
Do you see the hypocrisy? Yes.
To the exception of when Aristide became president in 1990, he wasn't the Washington candidate, but they couldn't do otherwise because the support for him was so overwhelming. They had to ratify his victory after the election. But we all know what happened 9 months later. He was overthrown by the military.
Yes, he was.
And arguably with support of the United States. And since Aristide was never a serious person in the first place, he collaborated with the Americans until he returned to the country, and in a sense betrayed the hope of the Haitian people had put on him, bestowed on him.
Exactly.
So you see?
This is what I think and this brings up to the second question I have is, we watched the news today, and the one thing I would say is kind of being neglected is the U.S. role in Haiti right now. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I already told you. I think I told you that since 1915, the United States has been playing a direct role in Haiti politics, and doing so on Haiti's misery. If you could see all the people, all the Haitian Americans intervening on national TV, they all make this same reference. Haiti's miserable condition is in part of U.S. foreign policy.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? So of course, we cannot put the blame solely on the Americans. Haitians also have a lot to do with their own problems.
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
But the U.S. though played a huge role in that. I know we can't blame the United States, but entirely. You know, Haitians played a part of this too, but we can't deny the role that the U.S. did play into it.
Of course, it's undeniable. And in fact, it's been recorded.
Exactly.
So not only that, during the U.S. occupation of Haiti, it's been reported more than 100,000 Haitians died, either from forced labor imposed on them. There was something used to call like corvée. Corvée means to force someone to work in exchange for food, and sometimes they didn't get the food. They died from starvation. And then, of course, every time, whenever you have a foreign power occupying a nation, you're going to have resistance.
Of course.
So there was major resistance against U.S. occupation, and the United States really committed despicable crime against innocent people who were not even part of the resistance movement.
So, now, let's talk a little bit about the current administration right now.
Right.
Trump administration.
Right.
Now, you and I believe that not every white person is a racist, you know, but the remarks that, you know, the president has said throughout his whole first year is quite disturbing. You know, we all know that this man is a racist. He's admitted it himself when he said he was the least racist.
Even last night they put it on TV, right?
Yes.
That was on TV.
Now, if you're a racist, I mean, if you're a racist or if you're not racist, it's either yes or no. Are you or are you not? There's not really anything, there's no such thing as being the least racist, okay?
You either are or you're not.
Exactly.
Well, I understand that, but it wasn't the first time Donald Trump was this reference. I remember a few months back at a press conference at the White House, he was asked whether or not he was a racist. So instead of answering directly to the question, he said, well, I'm the least racist. So not only he implicitly acknowledges the fact that he is a racist, he's a xenophobe, but also he said he's the least one, which seems to indicate that everyone who works at the White House is in fact racist.
Exactly.
You know, and so he wants to tell us that, you know, among them, he's the least racist person, without having to deny that he is himself a racist.
Exactly.
But the problem is now with racism. Racism is a question of power. You see what I mean? Whether it comes from white or from black. I always say that there's something called noirism.
Yes.
I said it's a form of perverse form of racism too.
Colorism.
Colorism. So you should judge someone not by his skin tone,
It's like
by the content of the character.
exactly.
You see what I mean?
And that type of thinking needs to go away because that's hurting us as, you know, in the black community.
And there's something that you raised which is very interesting. You said not every white person is racist. This is true. In my professional career, even when I was at school, especially in my university years, I had more friends who were white than those who were black. You see what I mean? In my professional career, overwhelmingly all my colleagues are just white. And I never had a sense that I was treated differently. You see what I mean? And in fact, even during slavery times, I mean, if there weren't good white folks, the Underground Railroad would have never been possible.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? So the issue of racism, it's based not only on ignorance,
Yes.
but also it's based on power. There's something I just want to point out. The issue of questioning African American patriotism is based on historical injustices that were committed. Let's say, for example, if you know you did something wrong to a person, you expect some form of revenge
Yes.
because you know what you did.
Exactly.
It was so wrong. It was so despicable.
Exactly.
It was so so harsh.
Yeah.
So, to your surprise, instead of reacting to your action, the person wants to be your friend. So you never believe it. So the legacy of slavery is what we are paying right now. Okay?
All right.